Good Monday morning, Alaska. We are waking up, or we woke up this morning to some of those spotty to isolated showers across south central. Some of that heaviest activity has been to the north through the interior, where we're still holding on to some of that heavier rainfall, which will stick around here the next couple of days. Giving you a live look at what we're seeing outside, where we're continuing to hold on to those overcast skies. Yes, we will still see that potential for some drizzle activity for at least inland areas of south central. And one thing we'll be watching throughout today and into the next couple of days will be that potential for not only some rain showers, but we'll also hold on to that shot for some heavier rain as we welcome in our Wednesday on, or our Tuesday on into Wednesday. If you give me a split second here, I forgot my clicker to be able to change that. Give me 2 seconds. But as I was talking about, we will continue to hold on to some of that spotty to isolated showers for a good portion of south central as we welcome in the coming days. But as far as what we are dealing with this afternoon or this morning, we are currently sitting at 44 degrees here in Anchorage. We could see some peaks of sunshine throughout the afternoon hours, but we're really going to continue to hold on to this cloud coverage, which has been with us for a large portion of this month. Notice in those temperatures, you can see we're at 53 in Fairbanks. Out towards Northway, we're also sitting in the lower 50s, and cooler weather taking hold across the state, particularly out west, where we are expected to see highs today, potentially staying in the 30s and maybe even seeing some 40s. And one thing we're watching is an area of low pressure pushing through the western Aleutians. So giving you a look at what we are seeing across south central. Notice those showers that have been pushing through Prince William Sound this morning. Those continue to remain fairly isolated in nature. The rest of south central will continue to hold on to a bit more in the way of that cloud coverage. And again, we can't rule out a stray shower or two. Notice into the interior, this is where we've been holding on to some of that heavier activity through the overnight hours. This is where we also saw some of that thunderstorm activity through the weekend. We're also going to see that potential for areas north of the Alaska Range as well as the eastern interior, which could see some of that thunderstorm activity throughout the remainder of today into the afternoon and evening hours. Now, looking at precipitation for the month as a whole, you can see, and this is just for Anchorage, you can see April, we ended up well above average when it came to our precipitation. May, we've seen a fair share of our dry weather. Notice about a week ago, we did see pleasant weekend conditions with plentiful sunshine. That's where we did manage to see our temperature warm to about 58 degrees. Since then, we have been struggling to climb into the mid to upper 50s, and of course that wet weather, you can see for the month of May, we're sitting at about 3/10 of an inch above average. And we are going to continue to tap into more of that rainfall as we welcome in our Tuesday and Wednesday. So notice into the interior, we're going to continue to hold on to some of that lingering activity throughout the remainder of the day. And keep in mind, areas north of the Alaska Range, really through the eastern interior, could see some thunderstorm development later this evening, which could carry us into the overnight hours. But as far as what we're going to see across south central, we do have an area of low pressure that's going to be pushing west across the Aleutians, bringing widespread activity. This is also going to lead to additional rounds of some rain across south central as we welcome in our Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, this is going to be nothing like that widespread rain that we did see earlier last week, but this will continue to reinforce these wet conditions that we've been with for a large portion of the month of May. So we'll be watching for that Tuesday into Wednesday. In addition to the rain, we're also going to see some winds increasing across south central. Today, we may see some breezy conditions, nothing too terribly strong, but as we welcome in our Tuesday, we'll begin to see those winds increasing upwards of about 20 to 30 miles per hour, and we could even see some stronger, some localized higher wind gusts to be expected Tuesday night into Wednesday. So be prepared for incoming rain, some gusty conditions that will carry us through the middle of the work week, and of course some of those stronger winds look to favor Turnagain Arm, the Anchorage Bull, and of course down through the Kenai. And as well as what we're going to be watching for the next couple of days is the potential that we could even see some thunderstorm development through the Copper River Basin. So the takeaway the next couple of days, wet weather will stay with us across south central. We'll see those increasing winds, and we'll also see that rain lingering through the interior. You may have noticed, if you live in the interior, temperatures this weekend easily warmed into the upper 60s. I believe that Fairbanks hit about 66, 68 degrees through the weekend. Today, we're going to be about 10 degrees cooler. That's largely due to the overcast skies as well as those decaying showers that we're still seeing for the interior. By Tuesday, we'll see that activity gradually taper off. And then through the middle of the week on into the weekend, we're going to see those temperatures warming back into the mid to upper 60s. And of course, we will continue to monitor that fire weather. Right now, we are expecting to see relative humidities through Fairbanks as well as a large portion of the interior, anywhere from about 20 to 40%. So some good news in areas where we are seeing those damper soils, but we certainly don't want to dry out for the interior, as that could lead to some wildfire danger. And looking ahead through the rest of this week, while we are trimming back the cooler conditions today and into tomorrow, notice by the middle of the week on into the weekend, we see the resurgence of that warmer air. So this is going to be very short-lived cooler weather that will grip a good portion of the state. By the end of this week, we'll see areas through the interior easily warming into the upper 60s, and some good news here in South Central. We've also got our first 60-degree officially on our 7-day forecast. We'll have to wait and see if we do hit that this weekend, but we do have that 60-degree reading in the forecast for parts of South Central as that warmer air arrives as we close out this week. So for today, we'll see a high of 53 in Anchorage, 58 degrees in Fairbanks. The Aleutians been dealing with fairly quiet weather the past couple of days, but a large area of low pressure will be building through the western Aleutians today, arriving into the central Aleutians this evening, and then the eastern Aleutians, the Alaska Peninsula, as well as southwest Alaska will tap into that activity Tuesday into Wednesday. That is the same storm that's going to bring those winds and rain to us here in South Central. So yes, that wet weather will still be with us, but the good news is May as a whole certainly has brought ample dry time, even with that cloud coverage that has been with us. We'll see 50s and 60s out towards southeast today, with most of that rain primarily staying confined out towards Ketchikan. We may see it drift as far north as Petersburg into the evening hours. And of course, as you head from the central to the northern panhandle, we'll see some peaks of sunshine sticking around. And for the next couple of days, southeast, we'll see a little bit in the way of some drier weather, just some spotty to isolated showers. So spotty showers today across South Central, becoming a chance for some isolated to scattered activity by Tuesday. And then you can see by middle of the week, Tuesday into Wednesday, this is where we're going to see some of those stronger wind gusts building in across South Central. Winds shouldn't peak higher than 30 miles per hour in most locations, but we will see that some isolated rogue wind gust in excess of 30 miles per hour. And then notice by week's end, upper 50s, there it is Saturday, our first official 60-degree day on that 7-day forecast. The warmest Anchorage has been was 58 degrees, which we hit not this past weekend, but the weekend prior when we saw that stretch of endless sunshine and beautiful conditions. Not looking likely that we'll see sunny conditions this weekend, but we'll see ample opportunity for warmth. We'll call it partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies with those temperatures warming into the 60s. So yes, May has been a wet one across the state. And of course, temperature-wise, we're actually sitting at fairly seasonal values. And again, you can see those overcast skies remaining with us. And the overall outlook for the rest of May continues to favor above average precip. Even in locations where we're not expected to see that rain, those overcast or the rainier conditions will lead to overcast skies, much like we've seen for most of this month. So expect to see limited sunshine for the foreseeable future, although by week's end, we could see some sunshine breaks with highs near 60. We'll have more on that coming up in the noon news as well as in the evening newscast. For now, make sure you have a great Monday and be safe on those roads.